Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays, where I teach you how to live a healthier lifestyle. I'm Dr. Julio, and today I want to talk about those silver fillings in your mouth. First, why do you still have them? They're old, they're ugly, and probably doing more harm than good. Silver fillings aren't pure silver, you know. They're actually a mixture of silver, tin, zinc, copper, and mercury, where mercury makes up approximately 50% of that mix. This is where the controversy lies. We all know that mercury is a toxic substance. However, research on mercury fillings can't agree as to whether the amount of mercury being leached out of the filling is enough to do harm. To me, it seems only logical that even a small amount of poison is still poison. But let's put aside the obvious and talk about how these amalgam fillings are placed, what they do, and how they compare to those pretty white tooth-colored fillings. Most of us who have had fillings know that the procedure of placing a filling requires the removal of decayed tooth structure. This is usually done under anesthesia. Thank God for anesthesia. When silver fillings are placed, the tooth preparation has to be retentive enough to hold the silver filling in. Thus, the filling gets locked into the tooth. The problem is that because silver fillings get locked in, they end up lasting much longer than they're supposed to. Most of us that still have silver fillings can probably say they've had them for years and years, and this is a good thing. But, like most things, these amalgam fillings start to break down with time. Temperatures in the mouth cause the metal to expand and contract, causing small little fracture lines in the tooth surrounding the amalgam. As the filling contracts, it creates a little gap between the tooth and the filling. This microscopic gap is hard to detect with the naked eye and therefore hard to diagnose. Bacteria, however, which are also microscopic, tend to seep into these cracks. These little buggers then decay the teeth underneath the filling. Often when we remove these old silver fillings, we find decay underneath the filling that was not visible in the x-rays and the patient wasn't even aware of. When the decay is very deep, it could compromise the tooth considerably, or even worse, require that the tooth have a root canal treatment. Here's a typical amalgam filling that's been in place for many years. We could see already the border starting to break down and the edge of the tooth starting to turn dark. And here's the same tooth restored with a tooth-colored white filling. This is why at Biscayne Wellness Center we only place tooth-colored fillings. Besides the fact they look better, they're also better for you. The resin material is actually bonded to the tooth, which helps hold the tooth together better. These resin fillings, when done properly, can last for years. If they do start to break down in the future, they're easier to diagnose and easier to repair, preventing unnecessary tooth loss. Okay, well-doers, isn't it time you consider replacing those unsightly silver fillings? To schedule your appointment, call the number on your screen. For more tips on living a healthy lifestyle, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm Dr. Julio, and remember to turn your illness into wellness.